All right, next up on our list is incumbent Puyallup Council District 1, Position 2, Jim Kastama. There you are. Put it like that.
Thank you. Thank you for hearing me this evening. I appreciate it very much. I've served on the Puyallup City Council now for 8 years. I'm running again for re-election, and there's one term left, and that would be for 4 years. I've had the pleasure of being the mayor for the last 2 years. Dennis King has been my deputy mayor. I've been very honored to have him next to me at all the meetings that we have in Puyallup. This position, by the way, is a nonpartisan position. I take that very seriously. I thank John for actually emailing, asking me to speak here this evening. I'm very honored to speak to all of you. I have not received that same request by the other party, but I want you to know that I remain open to all different entities that want to go ahead and hear what I'm about and what's happened in Puyallup. A little bit of a story. I know some of you know my background. I served in the state legislature for 16 years. I retired in 2012 with, I think, a pretty good history of being extremely bipartisan, in fact, fiercely bipartisan. I retired in 2012, and I was never going to get back in politics. However, things changed in Puyallup. Just in 5 years, our downtown, basically, we had boarded up windows. It was filthy. The benches where people would sit were broken. There was mold everywhere. It was really an unsuccessful town. To top it off, the city council had already placed 3 porta potties in our downtown area for homeless individuals, and they were going to do a total of 10. One of them had turned into actually an encampment and was a constant issue with drugs and with prostitution. In my neighborhood, it was even worse. Across the street from the boyhood home that I've spent my entire life at, 65 years, kitty corner to me was a meth lab that was raided, where they pulled out all the tanks. Right down my street, another house was raided twice by a SWAT team. And I'm talking armored personnel carrier, flash grenades, people with guns, twice. At that point, my wife looked at me and she said, either you fight for this town or we're selling and we're moving. At that point, I got very serious. I ran, I was elected. 2018, first thing I did is eliminate those porta potties. I put in place basically the scenario where we hired 10 new police officers. And that sounds simple, but that was at a time when everybody was defunding the police. We hired 10 new officers. We took aggressive action cleaning up our town. And if you look at Puyallup now, you wouldn't know that that has happened. Our downtown retail space is 100% full. You can't find any space. Those porta potties are gone. I still work every day to make sure our police look after every neighborhood. And my mantra, Dennis can tell you, is that every neighborhood will be safe. Every alley, every corner, every park will be safe for children and families in Puyallup. I don't care what your neighborhood is. We don't have good neighborhoods and bad neighborhoods in Puyallup, safe and unsafe. They're all safe. They're all good places to live. I focused on the crime and the downtown. I also focused on downtown redevelopment. For over 20 years, there's been vacant lands with no development whatsoever. I turned that around and wanted to change that. And with colleagues like my deputy mayor, Dennis King, we were able to do that. We have 2 very large developments now going in downtown Puyallup. One of them includes a brewery and 10 restaurants, and that's already broken ground. We have established 2 festival streets, one already in front of the fair that's completed. And by the way, don't believe the rumors. Almost 90% of that was paid for by grants, visitor fees, and the fair, not by taxpayers. In fact, that actual project saved taxpayers dollars because we did utility repairs while we were building the street. We're building another festival street in downtown Puyallup. Downtown Puyallup is on fire. When I came in, developers told me, one specifically, which you probably all know, told me, I wouldn't build in your city if you gave me the land. Not only is he building now in Puyallup, but he wants more land. So it's changed. We are doing everything we can by investing money in our permit system. We want to become more efficient. And every year we've been getting faster and faster and faster. Finally, let me conclude with this. I thought when I came on board, Puyallup was run poorly. There was no strategic plan. There were no performance measures that we held ourselves accountable. There were no strategic initiatives that we would follow that would drive those performance measures. Those of you who know me in Olympia, I was very big into government accountability. I will tell you, I didn't get very far. That was a message that Olympia had a very, very difficult time receiving. But the city of Puyallup has been completely different. We have an ACE strategic plan. All of our departments have strategic plans that cascade from that particular plan, and we track our performance. We track our performance because that's what really matters. Let me tell you just a couple data points. Number one, we pay an outside firm to go out and survey the citizens of Puyallup. We want good information. We don't want cushy information. We want the real deal. They've come back. We have a 90.2% satisfaction rate by the people in Puyallup. That's almost twice the regional average. That's unheard of. We have a 85% approval rate at all of our parks, our senior facility, all of these services that we offer, 85%. Our police have an approval rate of over 75%. And that may not be perfect, but that's better than anyone else in the region is doing. So my point is, there's a lot more to do. I mean, there really is. What I just told you is the tip of the iceberg for where Puyallup can go. I'm only going to add this last thing. Your future, city of Puyallup people who reside there, they rest in leaders like Dennis King. He is outstanding. And everybody recognized that. I know you have to speak your own time, but I just want to put in that word for you, that is the future of the city of Puyallup, leaders like that. I will do my best in the next 4 years to continue the trajectory so that we go above 90.2. I always want us to be better and more efficient. I would appreciate your support. Thank you very much for letting me speak here this evening.